and any idea you have, or?
Yeah, just an overview, but I don't have correct information, but I just an overview of it.
Okay, cool. So one second. In this demo, I will give a brief introduction of the tool and
Okay.
how what are the benefits or what are the usage of the tool and how to set up the Selenium WebDriver. It's an installation kind of thing, but it is not a software. So I will go through the steps, basic steps on how to start with Selenium automation with WebDriver API. I will assume that Java means we will take into Java API library basically.
Okay.
So if you want any preferences, if you have any preferences like any other language apart from Java, like Python or Ruby, then let me know, because I majorly worked in the Java libraries, and I have other knowledge of other APIs as well, like Groovy and Python. Basically, Groovy is it has a separate wrapper on Selenium. So if you want any preferences, and then let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so just I want to go through the website and show you. You might be having already knowledge of this website. This is a Selenium org, I think seleniumhq.org. Okay, so this is a Selenium WebDriver project website. I think you already have gone through this website, but just I will give just a brief introduction. So, like in initially, Selenium WebDriver means Selenium was a project which is developed by Google and ThoughtWorks employees. So there are many people who work on this. So there are many components in Selenium. Basically, Selenium core, which is a JavaScript library. So if you know something already, let me know. I will just skip that topic. So for any disturbances, please excuse me today from my side. I do not have any separate room today. So
no, that's fine.
So Selenium core. Just I want to give a brief introduction before starting the demo. Selenium core was it's like a JavaScript library, like IDE. You might be having idea about that. Selenium IDE. This is the add-on in a Firefox browser, which is a record and playback tool for recording simple user actions on the web browser. Okay, he was supporting only Selenium IDE was supporting only for Firefox. Basically, it is a record and playback kind of a small tool. Doesn't have major functionality though. So that is called a Selenium core. It was initial 1.0. You can Selenium 1.0. Okay. Presentation also I do not have it ready. It's there somewhere. I use it, so I have to search for it. So in this demo, just I will go through that setup and then I will give some brief usage of Selenium WebDriver. Then once means if you want more clarity on this, I can have a presentation and share to you in the next session. So Selenium 1.0 is nothing but a core, Selenium core, which is a JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript libraries. Okay, which is called Selenium IDE. Okay, it is a record and playback thing. We will not go through this thing, but just to have an idea. Just yeah. So it is a record and playback tool. Okay. If you want any detailed documents or tutorials, I will share with you. I have lot of material, like many documents I have to go through this, but just to give introduction, I will write in a notepad. Okay, and it's a record and playback, and we can convert the recorded script into multiple languages. Okay, like Java program, you can convert the recorded script into multiple language scripts like Java or some other Ruby. Okay, so this is what Selenium 1.0. So currently Selenium 2.0, which was released initially in 2008, I think. Exact date I do not know, but in 2008 somewhere it was released. So 2009, and now there is a version called 2.4.1. Sorry, 41. Okay, this is the version. Okay, now next version is coming up in it. Actually, it was scheduled this year, but it was postponed to next year. Selenium 3.0. So currently, we are here 2.41. Okay.
Okay.
This is a WebDriver. This is called WebDriver. Selenium 2.0 is called WebDriver.
Yeah.
To start with, I will show the like demo of the create some test script and then show you how it runs. But just I will go through some theory stuff as well. So WebDriver has supports many languages. It's nothing but it's an API. Okay, API means application programming interface. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
You should already know this, but just okay, it's an API. It supports many languages. So Selenium WebDriver has Java, Python, C# also, I think. Okay, C# or .NET related framework. Okay, and Ruby, many languages. Okay,
Okay.
so it has become pop. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will clarify
Yeah.
any questions.
Actually, in the first initial itself, actually I think it's RC, no? Actually, Selenium 1.0 is called as RC, which is later it is converted into means advanced version. Then it is called as WebDriver.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't.
correct, correct.
But I didn't. Why did you keep as IDE? I thought that's the reason I got doubt over there.
Okay, okay.
It should be
You are
RC.
asking about remote control.
It
Okay.
should be RC,
Yeah.
but later it was enhanced or advanced, and it overcome the drawbacks of the whatever it might be initialized in
Yeah,
the
remote
1.0.
control is nothing but
Then
a
it can
kind
to
of
do the WebDriver, I think so.
yes, yes. Yeah, remote control currently it is not used. It was part of Selenium core basically. In Selenium
That's
core
what.
itself it was part.
Okay.
So it is kind of means we know Apache Tomcat, or it's a kind of
Yeah.
server.
Yeah,
Remote
it's
control is
inbuilt from the Apache
yeah.
one, right?
It will take the request and then it will inject some JavaScript in the browser and execute the. It will inject JavaScript libraries and execute the user actions. Okay. Okay. Actually, this
Yeah.
is all extinct now.
Yeah,
So
I know that RC now is nobody is using RC now. They are using only
yeah.
the WebDriver.
Yeah, correct, correct. So just I did not go into much detail on that one, but
Okay.
one there are okay. So major concept I will cover here is Selenium WebDriver. Okay, okay, it's an open source. So it is an API basically.
Okay.
API is nothing but a set of you can assume the API is nothing but a you can call it as a library. Okay, libraries. Okay, it has some set of classes. For example, you might be aware of Java core Java concepts, basic concepts. Means that also I will cover here. But to start with, here set of classes and interfaces Okay, so in detail this related to core Java I will cover in the course, but to means I cannot cover here. It is a very big topic, core Java, and it can take 2 or 3 sessions. Okay, it is a set of you can assume a library as a set of classes and interfaces. Classes means nothing but it will allow you to create some objects basically. For example, in WebDriver a browser is called an object. Okay, so a browser is an object. So we will instantiate one class. There is a for Firefox Java there is a one API. Okay, Firefox driver. Okay, 1 second. Okay, this is a this is a Java docs basically. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is a API documentation of Java. Selenium API documentation of Java. Okay. Okay, don't get confused. It's a lot of stuff, but I will go in simple terms. Okay. Here API is nothing but a library. You can assume that. So libraries are available in Java and Python and all the languages which is supported by WebDriver. Okay. Ruby, whatever the languages here. If you see here, Selenium HQ, it supports many languages. If you see here, Java, C#, Ruby, Python. Okay. And apart from this, there are many other wrappers on Selenium. Wrapper means on top of this, they have some other API which will be easy to use and develop the testing scripts. Okay, test suites. Okay.
Okay.
So that is not in context here. This will cover here WebDriver here. So this library is nothing but it's in like set of classes and interfaces which we can use to develop automation scripts. Okay. For example, Miss, I'll cover this later, but just I'm telling. For example, Firefox is a class which will create a Firefox driver. Okay, for running the test in Firefox browser, we need Firefox instance at this object of this class. Okay, if you go to this API doc, so this is a API doc. In this, all classes are and interfaces are displayed here. This is a very big documentation. So here we see WebDriver. It's an interface here, WebDriver. Okay, WebDriver is nothing but it is an interface, and all the browsers means like Chrome browser, Firefox browser, IE browser, software like whatever browser supported by this one. It supports like all major browsers: Firefox, Chrome, IE, and Opera. Some of the other browsers supports, but the approach to run the test scripts for different browsers is different. We need to download some executable file and then set up that, and then it will run. Okay. For Firefox, we don't need to use any executable file. Basically, it will just automatically pick the Firefox path from environment variable path. In the system variables, we have some environment variable path. It will pick. Okay. So for this, what we need to develop automation tests. Okay, we need some softwares basically. Okay, to write some automation tests.
Right.
Here also I am not covering basics of automation as well, which will be covered in a entire course. Like whatever I will cover, I will note down here first. Then I will core Java basics. Core Java basics, automation concepts and practices. Okay, then we'll go to WebDriver, Selenium WebDriver, where concepts, WebDriver concepts, basic concepts it is. Then we have something called TestNG, which is an execution framework. I will give a brief introduction of these things in now, and then in sessions we'll go in detail. Advanced WebDriver. Okay, cool. So these are the major areas, and apart from this, we have something called something related to log4j, which is required for an automation framework. Okay, some other things which is not a part of the Selenium. Okay, and some XML concepts, something related to Apache POI, which is required for data-driven testing. Okay, data-driven testing, Apache POI, and there is something called JXL. JXL for reading XLS files. Okay, these are some libraries, open source things. Okay, open source libraries. So log4j, I'll cover the topics just to give a brief and then go to the demo. So log4j is nothing but reporting the logs. Means when the execution is happening, it will allow us to report different information in the log files and reports. Okay.
Yes.
And reports. Okay, XML is there are some usages of XML for configuration purpose. We can use some for data-driven testing as well. We can use just basics of XML parsers. We'll know XML parsers. Okay, Apache POI is nothing but it is used for reading the Excel data, XLS files. Files, okay, for data driving the test. So in core Java concepts, we'll cover object-oriented OOPS concepts. What OOPS concept means, we have something called if you know, just I will skip it. If you want me to cover, tell me, like I will tell. So here OOPS concept, then we'll cover something called classes and interfaces. Yes, what are classes and what are interfaces, and we have something called collection framework. Okay, collection framework.
Mhm.
We have something called IO operations. These things I will cover as part of core Java. Okay, IO operations is nothing but for reading and writing into files. Collection framework is nothing but it is a set of data dictionaries, data structures such as a list, map, set, etc. If you are not aware of this, if you want me to cover, I will cover.
Okay.
Okay, just let me know. If you just tell me if you want
Yeah, yeah.
me to pass. Okay, in automation practices, I will tell why automation is required and uh, when automation is possible and when automation is not possible, and what are the tests we can automate and what are the tests we cannot automate, and automate. Okay, and automation frameworks.
Okay.
This is a big topic. Automation frameworks, like I will cover hybrid, data driven. You might already aware of this, but just I will cover concepts of this keyword. Okay,
Yeah.
and Selenium WebDriver. What is introduction to web API, WebDriver API? API. Here, basic uh, basics of how to develop automation scripts.
Okay.
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 Sorry for the any disturbance because I do not have any
No, no,
project
no,
now.
no, no.
It was
It's fine. It's fine.
urgent, so I did not have.
No, no, it's fine.
Uh,
It's good. It's good.
okay, so TestNG here basics of automation script development means just will show how to write or develop. We call develop test scripts. Okay, we can call it as a test script, but it is not a script actually. If you write a Java program, it is a Java program. So we call it as a test script, but it is not a script actually. Like in Qtp we call it a script, but here we don't need to call a script.
Mm.
Uh, Again, in advanced concepts,
So,
we'll
so
cover.
what will we calling this one? You're saying normally we won't call it test. What will we calling it?
Yeah, here we call as a means Java classes we are using right here in, for
Right.
example, Java classes. So in terminology point of view, we can call as a page objects. Okay, page objects we call
Packages,
them.
packages
So
or
it is a,
something like that.
sorry.
Packages or something, whatever it might be called. Packages, and we'll be inheriting them
Yeah,
into
that
the.
yeah that is the structure we follow basically. So
Okay.
if you
Okay.
go here, yeah, you are correct. We call it, this is a package. Package is nothing but it's a namespace where like whatever is accessible in this package, like I will show that later, but we don't call it as a package basically. Means
Okay.
package is nothing but it is a collection of classes and interfaces basically. Okay.
Yeah, I worked in Java for 1 year. That's why in the initial
Okay, okay,
starting career.
okay, understood. So in Java terminology, we call as a package classes and interfaces, but in automation point of view, we call it a page objects, and then we call it actual test class. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so once we go into detail, if you want a one more session also, I will conduct. But let me know what are the topics you want me to conduct. Then I will have
No,
another
because
brief
I don't.
session.
Selenium, what means, of course, I know only the load runner. Of course,
Okay, okay,
all the automations almost will be similar, but just want
okay.
to have.
Yeah. So here, means package is nothing but a namespace. So, for example, in the context of package, we will define a lot of classes, and in that package, the classes can be uh, importing and other stuff we can do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that, yeah. So, TestNG is nothing but similar to JUnit. You might be aware of JUnit. To JUnit, it has more features, advanced features than JUnit. It's an execution framework basically. Okay, it's also open source execution framework for Java, specifically for Java, and it is an open source library. Its library means it has some jar files. Okay, and we can import the class, and then you can import the annotations like classes and then use them. Something called annotations is there. You might be aware of this. Annotation is nothing but we have some method in Java. Annotation is nothing but a keyword used to specifically instruct a compiler to perform some task like marker annotation or like that. So basically annotation here is in TestNG we have something called test, before test, after test, etc. Okay, it starts with at the rate, after test, etc. and before class, after class, like that. Nothing but when I mark a method as a test, it will be a test. Basically, it will assume it as a test script or one test case. Okay, that method will be executed. So before after all the annotations which we can use here. So for example, if you have before performing some, for example, we take a Gmail login. Before we check email, we need to log in. So before checking email, it should have some login method. So in before test, it will go login like that. In detail, we will cover later. Just an example I am giving. So it is an open source. Some jar file will be there in TestNG. TestNG is 6.8, some version is there, latest 6.x version. It's a jar file. So for executing test cases, we need this TestNG because Selenium cannot run standalone. Okay, for example, if you take Qtp, it will have some execution method, execution engine. It will have Qtp, but in Selenium, it is not having anything. It is just a library. Okay, Selenium is a library means it will just have. I will write. Just what are the usages of Selenium WebDriver? Okay, it has some library and it has just it will what we call mimic or whatever emulate user actions in browsers. Okay, that is only usage of this. Okay, it will emulate the user actions in browsers, and it cannot interact with non-native applications like it cannot interact with native applications, native like applets, okay, or any other Windows programs. It cannot interact. Okay, it cannot interact. So only browser actions it can emulate. Only it can interact with browser, and it can perform different actions. Okay, again I am going here. In Selenium advanced topics, we will cover something called design pattern. Design pattern you might already be aware of in Java. Concepts like singleton, factory design pattern. Lot of design patterns are available in Java and J2E, which are used across the development of applications. So I will just cover the concept of design pattern here. In Selenium, we have something called page object and page factory. Okay, these are some design patterns provided by Selenium API. We cover here something called handling alerts, handling browser settings, cookies. These are basic things, and iframes, frames. Apart from this, there are some other concepts which are not related to Selenium WebDriver, but it should be covered here. XPath. This is not related to Selenium, but XPath, CSS selectors. Okay, and we can also use jQuery selectors. jQuery. Using jQuery also we can identify elements. Here basic how to identify web elements. Something called web element means nothing but object in the application.
Okay.
Okay. In advanced we'll cover XPath and how to run tests on multiple browsers such as Chrome, Firefox, So have you used Selenium WebDriver before?
No, I never.
Okay, okay, cool. So means I will just start a demo of the means these are some high level topics. There are some more topics which I could not
Yeah.
recollect here. It's there
No,
in the
no.
document I have prepared, but I could not share immediately. It's somewhere in the mail. So these are some high level topics. There are many more
Yeah.
topics, but these are just high level topics. So to start with now, we need some softwares, right? Software
Right.
means we need something called Eclipse IDE. You might already know Eclipse, or we can use IntelliJ or anything related to IDE like development environment, IDE or IntelliJ. Okay, this is if you don't have anything, then Notepad++ also is sufficient. Notepad or Eclipse. Okay, some
Okay.
software we require. Then we require some JDK, Java JDK. Okay, JDK also you might be aware of, but just I will tell. Uh, it is a set of libraries provided by like uh, Oracle, like Java provider. There are other JDKs like Open JDK and other thing, but this is a Oracle JDK. This is like Sun Microsystems JDK. We have something called 1.7 version. The latest version is 1.8, but we can use 1.7. 1.7.
Okay.
Okay, this is software we require. We require one browser, any browser, Chrome or Firefox or anything. So we assume here Firefox, but we can once we run multiple browsers, we'll try to with all other things. This doesn't require any exe file executables. For Chrome, we require executable file.
But I
Okay.
remember means 1 second. But I remember
Yeah,
here
sorry.
that anything 1 second, please. Here I got a small doubt because I remember like that it should be first of all any script or anything it should be first in developed in Chrome browser, then only it can be migrated to different browser something. I heard like that. Is it wrong? My estimation is wrong or my assumption is wrong?
So you are saying we should first start in Chrome browser and then we migrate to other browsers, right?
Yeah, that's what I remember as.
No,
But you are
no.
telling that you can use Firefox and
Yeah. It's not actually. I will show. We cannot depend on particular one browser for developing scripts. It will work on all browsers. Once we write the script in any browser, it will should work on all other things, because we are using something called here for locating elements. We are using XPaths. Okay, XPaths, CSS headers, jQuery.
yes.
So these all browsers support these things. These XPath expressions we use, CSS headers we use, jQuery. All browsers support same things. But performance might be different in different browsers, but once we write a script in any browser, it should work in all the browsers. If you write in Chrome, it should work in Firefox. If you write in Firefox, it should work in
But I
Chrome.
thought, I agree with you, but I thought it should be first of all, it is first writing a script is initially supported by only, I mean, Chrome. I heard like that. Means,
No, it's not correct. It is not correct.
yeah, I
Actually,
think so. My
not.
assumption is wrong. That's why I
Yeah,
just asked you.
yeah. It is not correct. Actually, without browser also we can run the test because with something called something called HTTP unit. So it is a dummy browser. Means it will not be displayed. Okay.
Okay.
It is a browser basically. It is provided by it is for unit testing. The developers use it, but we can also use it for Selenium testing. Okay. So it's not specific to one browser. Okay. I will tell you.
Okay.
Means I will show the demo, just basic test I will write before in front of you, and then let me know what is the doubts. And we need this browser. We need the WebDriver API. Selenium API library. Okay. So first means I already have this one. I'll open that up. Open that Eclipse. Okay. Till the time I will download this. JDK also is there in my system.
Okay.
1 second. Just to set up JDK, we need to follow some steps. Just after installing, it will automatically get installed. But if you have Linux or any other system, we need to set the environment variables like path. Okay. If you we need to have this path and class path should be set. So here in this I think I already have 1.7 Java installed, JDK installed. Okay, don't need to don't need any JDK. Now I have something called Eclipse, which is downloaded here. Eclipse, it's downloaded here. This latest version 4.3, I think. Luna. Okay, 4.3. Still the time what we require. I will save this file and send it to you. Actually, you don't think these are the topics, but there are lot many topics. I did not write many of them.
Yeah, I agree. I understood.
Just it's emergency situations, so I did not get any files. It's there in my system as well, but I did not have them immediately. Selenium WebDriver content. Okay. So I have the ID. It is loading. It is some. You can give some workspace path here. Default path it will take. I have this one. I have browser as well. It is installed here, Firefox. So I need only the Selenium WebDriver library. If you go here, just to Selenium, go to seleniumhq.org. Seleniumhq.org. Okay, it will open this website. Click on download. Here we have some 2.43.1. This is the latest version for Java. Okay, just if you download this, it will download one zip file. In that, there will be jar files basically. Till the time I will set up one project here. Once it is loaded, we will go to the other thing. So I will delete this. Some other workspace. So I think you might already aware of how to use this. Just I will again remind you. When you open a workspace here in IDE, right click and new and Java project. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I think you already know this, but just I will repeat. Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Selenium WebDriver. I'll give. So here installed this already set here, configure JRE. Whatever is there here in the C drive, in program files it will be there. Here 1.7, I'll use this one. Okay. Configure. Yeah. Next, don't need to do anything here, just it will just finish. If it shows any pop-up, just you click on yes. Okay, this is a basic structure, and I think you already know the Java also. Just I will test this project is properly configured or not. Yeah. So I will print some statement, then it will go ahead. Sorry. So this project is configured properly. Okay, I will create one new folder called lib. Lib means it will have some libraries from Selenium. So this is a Selenium WebDriver which we exported here, which is downloaded. Extract them into here. So this is the API char. Okay, this is a folder and 2.4.3, 4.1. Okay, and SRCs you should already know it is a source files for this API. This is the main driver API. Okay.
Okay.
I will copy this. And paste it here in the libraries. Paste. So this, if you go to the source file, also you can have a lot of information in this. Not required much of the information, not required, but just I'm telling. If you want to go to explore this API, then you can use it. This API is there in the source files. Okay. This jar file we need to add in the lib folder. If you go into that Selenium which is downloaded folder, this is the first level. This one this Selenium Java 4.x. We have to add it to lib folder, and in the libs we have all the jars. So these are all jars which is not related to Selenium, but Selenium uses this. Okay, this is all open source file, open source jar files. Okay, for example, if you have comments line, JXpath, comments logging, all these are there, right? Apache MIME, these are all open source things. HTTP client. It's nothing but Selenium depends on uses these APIs basically. For example, in HTTP, well, it will send a browser will send a HTTP request, right? So it will require this HTTP client. Okay, we don't need to care about this, but I will just for awareness purpose I am telling you. So HTTP client is used for sending and receiving a HTTP request. Okay, HTTP request means when you open a browser, it will search for a Google, it will send a request to server, right? So the HTTP request is supported by this HTTP client. This is used by Selenium. Okay, these lib files contains all supported jars, which is not related to Selenium, but it's an open source thing. Apart from this, like if you see XML API, this is XML means, for example, it is using some information which is there in these APIs. Okay, Selenium is using. We don't care about this, but we need to add this to the project to run it successfully. Okay, just Control A and Control C and then Control here paste it. I will go through some of them if you required, but just I'm telling this is open source files. Open source files which are all required for Selenium to run. Okay, so till here you are clear, right? Are able to follow me, or if you want me to stop somewhere, I'll let me know. Okay. So till here you followed. So what I did, I created a new project. I created one folder libs, and in the libs I added these Selenium jar files, which are downloaded from Selenium HQ website. Selenium, this third file, this one, Selenium-Java-2.x file, not this SRC, just the first one we need to add. And libs folder, all libraries we need to add to here. Okay, so just we need to add this to the class path. Class path we need to add these files. Right, and select all these files, click on build configure path, add to build path. It will add to the class path. Okay. That's it. Now we can consume this Selenium API in our project. Okay. Now I will create some small test class. It's a very small basic test. Basic test. Google search. This is a class I'm creating. You can write as a demo dot. Okay, any package you can give. Right, you know the concepts of Java. So here it is a package name, and this is a class name. Class name is nothing but basic test Google search. Now we require to create a public static void main method. Why? Because we are not using any test engine here. This is a basic thing. Without main also we will be able to run the test, but just for demo purpose I am creating here. Okay. This is a simple Java program. Now till here you are clear, right?
Yeah.
Just we have configured a web driver in our project, Java project.
That is initially an installation like that in our, right?
Sorry, can you repeat?
It is just like an installation where we want to use all the library files or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
My assumption is
yeah,
wrong or right?
correct. You are correct. Just a setup configuration process. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
There are lot many approaches here. Just this is a basic approach. Without following all the steps, also we can write like Maven, which I have not written here. We also cover Maven thing. You already should know Maven. It's a build Mavenization project management system. It is. It's similar to Ant. Okay, Ant you might be knowing. Means it's all thing automatically done from Maven file. These all things we rewrite. It's a manual process. It should be automated. This also I will cover Maven file, how to Mavenize the project.
Yeah, this one I never had. I just told, but I never was involved.
This also is required actually. Some basic concepts, how to write a POM file and how to Mavenize a project. These all concepts is required. So everything whatever we did now can be automated through Maven. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Everything it will download the jars, it will configure the all this stuff using Maven file .pom.xml file. It will configure. Okay.
Okay.
We don't need to do everything daily. Now till here you are clear, right?
Right.
Sure. So what we'll do now, we'll write. So what I did, I have written this statement and Control-Shift-O I did. It will automatically import these files, these classes. Okay. So we will go one by one. Okay. What is a WebDriver? WebDriver is nothing but it's an interface which we saw here in the API talks. Here we saw, right? It's an interface. And Firefox driver is nothing but it's a class which is implementing this interface. I will not go into more complicated thing. Just it is an object actually. You can consider it as an object here. The browser is an object now. Okay.
Okay.
Firefox driver is an object. Similarly, for Chrome driver, we can write Chrome driver. Okay. Driver 2. We can write Chrome driver here.
Okay.
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 Chrome driver.
Then you should
Got the point?
initialize. You should initialize at top. Oh, initialize. Okay.
Yeah, we should initialize. It's all part in the framework. It will be in only one file. Every time we will not initialize the. Every time we will not initialize here.
Okay.
In framework, we will write only one object. In core classes, we will write one place. We will write, and it will get executed every time we run tests. But here we will writing it more than once. Okay. So I'll comment this. Okay. Now this is an interface. This is an object because it is getting initialized here from new Firefox driver. Okay.
Okay.
So driver. What is a driver? Driver is nothing but it's a browser now. It's assigned to an object called Firefox driver. So it is a Firefox object now. It's a browser is an object now. Okay.
Okay.
Are you following me?
Yeah, I'm
If you
following.
want me to stop somewhere, I will let me know. I'll stop and get.
Yeah, I'm following. I'm following.
Yeah. If you need any information, let me know.
Okay.
Google.com. This is a basic test. What I'm doing this, I'm creating a browser object here and using a get method. Get method is nothing but it will hit the URL. Whatever you provide a URL, it will hit the URL in the browser.
Driver.get URL. Right.
Yeah. Get is a method in a driver object, and it will invoke the. It will open this website and open.
Yeah,
So now just will. Just I'm putting a thread.slip. We should not use the thread.slip anytime in your program in automation or any automation stuff. I'm using it for you to show, like show the browser is opening or not. It's a basic thing. I will cover more thing now, but just I will just open. I will run and show that a browser is launched and it will open a URL. Actually, today I do not have any room, separate room.
No, it's fine. I can.
I have separate room, but I did not go any.
No.
So now.
No.
Yeah.
I can. It's light. I don't mind light.
Yeah. So now I have opened the browser. See, automation test has opened on google.com.co.in. It is automatically redirected from google.com to google.in. It is open one browser and hit the URL. Okay.
Okay.
And thread.slip is waiting for 10 seconds. Actually, we should not use thread.slip in any of the automation test, but just I'm showing the demo.
Means you are using it for the wait statement. Are you using like that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wait
but in
synchronization.
Selenium we
Right.
have something called synchronization classes are there in Selenium that will be covered here.
Synchronization.
Yeah, in Selenium synchronization is there that will be covered here. Synchronization mechanisms are different. Thread.strip we should not use it in Selenium. Just I am showing you, but we should not use. Okay, we should not use thread.slip anywhere in the program. We should use some synchronization methods. Like in Selenium API we have something called expected. Okay, a lot of methods are there to
Right.
okay, I'll show that method. Yeah, so there are some approaches. Yeah, expected condition is there. Expected condition is there in somewhere interaction setting. Somewhere it is there here. In some class it will be there. Okay, in some package it will be there. There is some expected condition. We can pass that object and it will wait till that object is displayed or not. Okay. So I will cover that topic as well. So now we'll explore some basic things in WebDriver. So we are able to open a browser, right?
Right.
Apart from this, what we can do, we can open a browser. Now here I will open a google.com. Google.com. Okay, I have opened google.com. I just want to search for some word, like this is a text box. Okay, if you click this one, you open something called Firebug. You already know this, or you heard about this Firebug?
Yeah, Firebug normally it is used for the Chromebox and for the developers normally use it.
Yeah. So Firebug also we may require Firebug, because to identify the objects we may require to inspect the page, and it's a installing Firefox browser as add-on. In Chrome also we have something called in IDE developer tools is there. In Chrome it is default there. Okay, so if you see this text box, it is an input and it is having some ID, some name, some values empty, some name we have Q. So we'll identify this text box and enter some text and perform search. Okay, now text box is having some name, right? Q. Q. So driver dot find element. Find element is a method which will find an object in the UI application. Okay. So application by dot name. We know the name, right? Name Q. So here, yeah, web element. I will show. Okay, 1 second. So Control Shift O means it will import all the statements. So web element is another object, another class in the API. If you go to this API, we have something called web element. Okay, this is a web element. This is the core of the APIs. If you see, you have to use this web element. Apart from the driver, we need to use this web element, because any object is called a web element. Any object. If you open this one, if you see button, link, text box, image, everything is in a web element. Okay. In any web application, whatever you can see, object like link, image, text, drop down, everything is a web element. Okay. Select is another class. Select drop down is another class. For checkboxes, we have something called web element itself. So web element has a core of a API, WebDriver API, apart from WebDriver. Okay, whatever you can imagine here in any application, like if you open gmail.com, okay, gmail.com or facebook.com. So here, whatever you can see is a web element. Okay, these all buttons. If you see create account, this is a web element. This is a web element. This drop down is also web element. In some applications we use select. Select it is a select means it will use select. For example, if you inspect here, it is not showing as a select. It is using some other dojo related or some other customized select box. So we can use this as a web element. But earlier plain HTML we have something called select tag. Select tag, for that select tag we can use select class. So I'm not confusing you. Just I'm trying to convey that whatever in web application is a web element. Okay.
Yeah.
In Selenium script you should write as a web element. Okay. Checkbox is also a web element.
Okay.
Input. Okay. So web element is another core classes of the WebDriver API. Core interface actually, not class. It's an interface. Okay.
Okay.
So it has some methods. Some methods, basic methods. Clear. Clear means it will not work on all elements. Like text box we can clear, but link we cannot clear. So if we call this operation on link, it will throw some exception basically. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I will cover these basic methods here, and then I will go to jump into the demo again. So here we need to know some methods. Like for web element we have some method called clear. Text box we can clear. Check we can clear the selection. Okay, radio button we can clear. Click means it will perform a click operation. For example, if you want to click a checkbox or click a link, it will perform. Okay. If you run a click on a text box, it will just focus the text box.
Yeah.
Like when we go here, click on this, it will focus. If you see blue color, right?
Yes. Yes.
Go here, it will focus like that. It will click. So click is another operation. So these are all methods again. Don't worry about this. I will tell later. Get attribute. Get attribute we use for assertions. Assertion is nothing but, you might be aware of assertions, but again I will tell. It's a part of TestNG. We use TestNG assertions. We have Java assertions as well, but we use TestNG for execution. So assertions we use for TestNG assertions. Okay. Assertions is nothing but it will validate and some condition.
Mm.
Some condition. For example, pass, fail, etc. Okay.
Mm.
So going back to this method get attribute is nothing but if you open this application, some attributes are there here: type, name, value, class, form, other, all these things, right? So for example, if we check this checkbox, if you see this attribute value, yes, it's showing value yes as yes because this is checked. Now if you uncheck, it will show empty value. If you again inspect this, it will show value as empty because we have unchecked it. 1 second, it is not refreshing. Again it's showing value as yes. I don't know why it is not refreshing, but these are all runtime, like whatever operations we perform, these attributes will change. Okay.
Okay.
Are you following me? If you have
Yeah.
any questions, let me know. So if we want to retrieve some values, right, ID or a class or type or a name or any attributes to validate some, to perform some checking or testing, okay, we can use this method, get attribute method. Okay, we have to pass this what value we want to get. We want to get value or we want to get ID or name or class, etc. Okay, get attribute we can use. Okay.
Okay.
Get CSS value is nothing but if you are doing something called accessibility testing. You heard about accessibility testing?
Accessibility testing, yeah.
Okay. So if you are not sure about it, leave it. But this is CSS values is nothing but to get the font size or color or styles, whatever the styles are. CSS values are applied, we can get. Okay. For example, if you go here, some CSS values are applied here. For example, if you see, some style object is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Similarly, there are a lot of CSS values applied. If you want to validate the UI like CSS values, then we can use this method to get CSS value. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Like font family, color, background color, all these things we can validate using CSS values. Okay.
Yeah.
So get location. Yeah.
Yeah.
So get location.
CSS. Cascading style.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got it. It is cascading styles actually.
Yeah, cascading styles is yeah, but yeah, the basic usage is nothing but it's just validating the font and the other colors, background colors, all these things we can validate. Okay, these get location is not important. I will tell the usage. Get size is also not important.
Okay.
Again, get text. These all things I will cover later. Whatever basic things I will cover here. Get text is nothing but if you want to validate some text which is available here. For example, if you want to validate this text, okay, or if you want to fetch this text, okay, it will fetch the text whatever in between the tags. If you see here, in H2 tag we have this text, right? If you want to if you want to read this text and validate it in the script, you can use this method. Okay.
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 Okay. Is displayed is nothing but if something is disabled. Sometimes something is not displayed. That also we can validate here. Is displayed or is not displayed. Something like if enabled is nothing but if it is disabled or enabled, we can check. Is selected is nothing but it's kind of select when we want to use a drop down or a combo box. If you want to validate if value selected or not, then we can use this method.
Okay.
Now main thing is send keys. Send keys is nothing but typing some text into the text field. Okay. Submit is nothing but form submit. Okay. These are core methods. Now we will use in our script. We will go back to this. In the search box we will write dot send keys. Okay. Here you can write a string. Some string you can write. Okay. What is Selenium WebDriver?
Okay.
Okay. So first step, launch browser. Okay. Open URL. In actual test automation, we don't write all this like this, but for demo purpose I am using. You should follow some approach. Okay, some script should be reusable. We should not write like this. It is for demo purpose only. So I am typing some search key here in the search box. I am typing something. Okay, I am typing and I want to click on this. Here, if you see, if you enter button, press on enter key, it will go and submit, right?
Right.
That also we can do, and we can also click on this search button. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Here, this button also we can click. Okay.
Okay.
Just we can use two approaches here. Just it's intelligence you should know, right? Submit will show, or we can comment this. If you want to click on the button, again you should find the button. This button. This is the button name. Okay, button BTNK is the name. Okay, one second. Here. Okay, so again I'm finding a button object. To use this thread.slip. Again, what I will do, I will print a statement. Title of this browser. Title. Okay. I will just started an execution again. It is a browser open now. It is performing some search. Selenium WebDriver it will perform. So now there is some exception here in the script. It is showing that this button is not found because this element is not visible. This button, because what happened is the Ajax request Google search is opening some refreshing the page. Actually, it's not allowing to enter. Once we enter some text, it will automatically go to this page. So that button is not displayed now. That's why it is written some exception element not visible. Okay.
Okay.
So we will use submit button here. Okay.
Okay.
We should handle all these exceptions in our automation. So now again I am opening another browser. I will close this. I will run again, run the script. Will open. It will launch the browser and then it will perform some search. Okay. Print the title of the page or title of the browser. See, it has print the browser title here in the console. Selenium web browser Google search. Okay. And the execution will end after 10 seconds. It will not close the browser because we did not use any method here. It will end after 10 seconds. This one. To quit the browser, we need some method called quit. There is something called close also. Okay. The difference is nothing but if there is multiple browsers, we need to use close. Okay. If there is only single browser, we can use quit. Quit means it will close all the browsers. Close means it will close only current browser. Okay. Understood?
Yeah.
So again I will run it. See, it has print the title here. Okay. So till this point, are you okay? Are you able to follow me? Or
Yeah, I'm able to follow you.
okay, this is a very basic concept. I'm not covered anything here. Just a configuration and just introduction to browser and how to write a script, Selenium script.
Okay.
It is performing search. It is printing some browser title and it is closing the browser. That's what it is doing. It is closed the browser now. Okay, that's what it did here.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what I want to cover here in a basic demo. If you want more topics, then we can have another session as well. Let me know your timing, and I will cover some more topics apart from what I covered here. Advanced topics are also I can cover in another session. Apart from what I covered here, like whatever there in the Selenium API, I can cover almost all the topics I can cover. If you want to,
No.
you want me to continue from here as well, or you want to?
No, for today it's okay, fine. Just
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And please let me know if you want any other apart from this topic. There are more than other topics as well. So I will cover other topics, but I did not list here. So if you have any doubts, we can have another session as well. We cover some more advanced in Selenium WebDriver, and then we'll decide. We can come to some conclusion on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Are you done, Anand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So Santosh, if you have any queries, you can ask Anand.
Yeah, as of now nothing. I'll just speak with you later.
Okay.